It's finally hit the West Coast. Rampant carjackings have now come to Victoria, BC. What you're about to hear is one of the most ridiculous stories happening in the news this week. I say this week because there's so many crazy things happening practically every day. Now, this is the story of a guy, Seth Packard. Seth Packard decided that maybe a good idea to do a carjacking in Victoria. Seth attempted to carjack a vehicle on the 2900 block of Shelbourne Street in Victoria. The VPD went and picked him up, brought him down to the office, down to the station there, and he had a court date the next day. Now, with Justin Trudeau's bail, not jail, catch and release system, he was released the next day on April 22nd. So let's keep track of the timeline here. April 21st, just a few days ago, he tries to steal his first car. And his first car was an occupied car. So Seth gets out the next day, April 22nd. And what do you think he does? He probably goes to the beach, maybe goes, gets a burger and fries, chills out. No, he goes and steals another car. Of course he does. So he heads to the 1100 block of Johnson Street. He finds a woman, pushes her, steals her car, then causes a motor vehicle accident. Then he jumps out of the vehicle, he flees on foot, and then attempts to steal another vehicle. VPD show up, arrest him again, bring him back to jail again. He's held overnight. Do we all know where this is going? So in the morning of the 23rd, he's taken to the courthouse. Surely he has to be going to jail because he just did the same crime the day before attempted, and then he successfully stole a car, he pushed a woman, he caused an accident and attempted to steal another car. So he's up to 3 carjackings here, plus 1 case of assault and an accident with 2 motor vehicles. This guy owes thousands of dollars. This guy should be going to jail, right? No, the court lets him out. No problem, just go back right out. You're gonna go to the beach, right? You're gonna hang out, gonna get a burger? No. What does he do the next day? Now, I know what you guys are thinking, he stole another car, right? No, home invasion. He broke into someone's house, stole a guy's wallet. He was then chased out of the house by the guy, and then he stole another car. At least he attempted to. So there was a guy idling. He tried another carjacking with the other guy chasing him. I don't know the exact details. They didn't give them. They probably fought back. They called the police. VPD showed up, arrested the guy. Again. Let me read you the official statement of the totality of these events. Packard faces charges of 1 count of attempted theft of motor vehicle, 2 counts of robbery, 1 count of theft of a motor vehicle, 1 count of failing to stop at the scene of an accident, 1 count of failing to comply with conditions from the incidents on April 21st and April 22nd. Additional charges of break and enter, attempted robbery, and attempted theft of a motor vehicle were sworn this morning against Packard for the incident yesterday evening, after the same individual caused 2 motor vehicle collisions, attempted to steal several vehicles, and was successful in one of those attempts, as now entering people's homes without consent. All in a matter of days. It is a miracle that no one has been seriously hurt or injured, says Vic PD Chief Del Menac. Repeat offenders like this put a significant strain on our resources and pose a risk to the community safety. We will continue to work within our means to prevent further harm to the public, which includes advocating for Mr. Packard to remain in custody. Ultimately, that decision is up to the courts. It's almost like Justin Trudeau wants these people out on the streets. With all his bail and not jail system here, this is just out of control. Packard is being held in custody for his next court appearance. Further details of these incidents cannot be shared as the matter is before the courts. So there you have it. The Victoria PD doesn't want this guy in the streets, but they can't control this. It's all up to the courts. Like, at what point do we not need to change the laws completely here? Like in America, they have laws there. If people break in, people are allowed to defend themselves with whatever means necessary. And FYI, this is not a graveyard. These are all young trees. The worst part about this is if that homeowner or any of the owners of these cars fought back and hurt him, they would likely be going to jail and actually going to jail. This guy, for stealing cars, breaking and entering, stealing wallets, causing car accidents, he's totally fine to go back on the streets. Now, something to think about: when a doctor prescribes something or misdiagnoses something, they can be sued for, if a disease or whatever that causes some sort of major problems. Why can't a judge be sued? Can they be sued? Because this judge essentially let a guy go to a carjacking, then do a second carjacking, assaulted a woman, caused a car accident, attempted another carjacking, and let this person out twice. Now, I don't know if this is the same judge, but either way, if it's the same judge or 2 different judges, they should be able to be sued over this. Because by the time the guy gets out on the 3rd day and does a home invasion, that homeowner should be able to sue that judge or both those judges involved. I don't know the legalities around that regarding judges. Can you sue judges? Let me know in the comments down below if you do. The key question now is, how many more cars are going to be stolen? How many more houses are going to be broken into by Seth or anyone else in Victoria before the government does something, David Eby does something, Justin Trudeau does something. All these governments can say all they want about how well they're doing. They always tout this stuff. What comes down to it, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, we didn't have these problems in Canada. There was not carjackings that you heard of on a daily basis. There wasn't home invasions. This just wasn't a thing that happened here. A short-term immediate solution to this problem is putting in legislation that would allow Canadians to protect and defend their own property, whether that's a home, land, or vehicle, or anything else, a purse or wallet, and allow them to defend it with whatever force necessary. That way, citizens will start taking care of these problems. Someone starts to come steal something and people are scared. Oh, do I spray it with bear spray? No, I'll get sued. Oh, do I fight back? I'll get sued. Crime rates increase in countries where it is allowed, where it's tolerated, where there's no consequence. You know, if these people went to North Korea and started stealing cars, they would end up in a work camp for the rest of their lives. That's why they're not going to North Korea to do this. In Canada here, there's no punishment for it, so people are coming straight over from Africa. There's these reports on this. People fly over for 2 weeks, steal as many cars as they can. They put them in those shipping containers. They ship them off to Africa or India. They get paid $5,000 a car. The boss lord in Canada reaps in the rest of the money of that vehicle. You know, it's this $80,000 vehicle. They're making 75. The person stealing gets 5,000. What do Canadians get? They get a broken system, creaking and cracking like the trees around me here, on the brink of absolute crumble. Double the insurance rates on cars now, which is what you're seeing now in Toronto. Auto insurance is going up across the country. Toronto has quite literally seen double. The rates going up double because people stealing cars. This needs to stop. People need to stand up and start doing citizens arrest on these people. But the government needs to empower people to do so. Now, obviously, if the thieves have guns and knives or whatever, yeah, you're not going to want to mess with that. But if it's just some random one-off guy who's trying to steal a car, doesn't have a knife, there's a couple dudes across the street, it should just be a simple takedown, tie the guy up, call the police, put the guy in jail, and have him go to jail where he's making doors and windows for houses for Canadians for the next, 2 or 3 years. Well, doesn't that sound like a better system? Instead of us having to pay for them to go to jail to sit in an empty cell or play Xbox and work out, they should have to work 12 hours a day in a jail making doors or windows for Canadian homes. For the meantime, we're gonna have to add this to the to-do list for Pierre Poilievre to fix, as this broken Trudeau Liberal government won't do anything, or NDP government out here in BC. David Eby's not going to do anything about this. He doesn't care. He just wants to keep collecting carbon tax dollars and giving nothing back to the citizens. I tire of these stories of carjackings and home invasions. That's why I'm out here in the forest today. Hopefully you guys got a bit of tranquility out here in the peaceful forests of the West Coast. Beautiful ferns are out. We've got Oregon grapes just coming into flower now. 2 months, they will be delicious little sour berries that taste like lemons. Speaking of which, here we go. These are Oregon grapes for you guys. So these will turn into little blue grapes that taste like lemons, yet they look like blueberries. So it's a little bit surprising. If you ever have the opportunity to try them, you have to go with someone who knows how to pick those out, squeeze them into some water, and you get lemon water out of them, which is... Thanks for watching the end of the video here. Be sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Turn on the post notifications here. This is my second channel, Moose on the Loose Extra. It's an extra layer of protection and extra fun hanging out in the woods. We'll keep fighting for freedom. I'll see you guys in the next one.